So I just watched Kubo and the Two Strings for the first time, and I must say, it definitely got me thinking. This movie has so much depth to it that it just might be more layered than Coraline. Alright, no it's not, but it really is fascinating. And I have one particular theory that turns the movie completely upside down. Hey everyone, it's CTO of the Theory Channel, and let me just say, this film has so many similarities to Coraline. I mean, evil capturing women, paper objects and world, the theme of eyes, and of course, the fact that both movies were made by Leica and Focus Features. I took more notes than I ever have when watching this movie, and I think that I have come up with a pretty good theory. So here we go. And of course, spoilers for Kubo and the Two Strings. Kubo's mother broke apart from her sisters and her father because she fell in love with Hanzo, Kubo's father. Or at least, presumably. We must remember that the whole movie is from Kubo's perspective, who is influenced heavily by his mother because she is the person who tells him everything about his past life. So I am posing the question, what if the Moon King and the sisters actually were good, and Kubo's mother actually was evil? I mean, we're all just assuming that where the Moon King and the sisters come from, the heavens, is a bad place, because it seems like the people who come from there are bad. But the fact is, no one knows what's up there, or what the properties are in that universe. It could actually be a better place than Earth. And because Kubo was influenced by his mother so much, he sees the sisters and the Moon King as demon-like people, but they might not be. The Moon King needs Kubo's eyes to take him up to the heavens, and I believe this is because it's basically taking his soul, since eyes are the windows to the soul. So this is the conclusion that I have come to. We don't know how or why these creatures were created, but for whatever the reason, the Moon King became, the Moon King, and had 3 daughters, Kubo's mother and the sisters. They ruled the heavens for years, until one day, Kubo's mother fell in love with a samurai named Hanzo, who fought against the people of the heavens, and her sisters told her that she couldn't love someone who was against them. Angry with them, Kubo's mother abandoned her sisters and somehow got her eyes back so that she could live in the real world again. Mad at her sisters and father, she committed herself to never letting anyone join their world again, including Kubo. So, this is the kind of crazy fanfiction-like prequel that I've come up with. It might not make that much sense yet, but I'll clear it up a bit soon. So I said earlier that the whole movie is from Kubo's point of view, which influences the whole movie. It's possible that people from the heavens can be seen and perceived differently for everyone, just like spirits and gods can be. So because of what his mother has told him, Kubo views the sisters in the worst and darkest way possible. Themes of lightness and darkness pop up all throughout this movie. The people from the heavens can only come out in the moonlight, and eyes represent the ability to see or not to see. But anyway, the sisters and the Moon King just want Kubo's eyes so that they can take his soul so that he can live with them in the heavens, which, again, we know nothing of. And notice how in the first few scenes of the movie, Kubo's mother is deeply saddened, and her memory is conflicted. But she still guards Kubo safely through all of this. It's almost like her sole purpose is guarding Kubo. So I'm drawing it up as sort of like a Rapunzel situation. In Rapunzel, the villain, Mother Gothel, locks Rapunzel in a tower so that she can never go into the world. Not because she doesn't love her, which she does, but because she wants her all to herself and never to see the true outside world. This is kind of like what Kubo's mother is doing to Kubo. I mean, they live in a secluded cave with Kubo not allowed to stay out after sundown. It's because her sole possession is Kubo. He's all she has now that Hanzo has supposedly died. And she doesn't want to let him go to his aunts and grandfather, who know the truth about his mother, and to go up to the heavens, which truly could be a better place than Earth. And also, notice how the whole time when Kubo's fighting against the Moon King and the sisters, he's only fighting with his mother, or monkey-turned-mother, and his beetle-turned-father, who lost his whole memory. Kubo is trusting that his mother is telling him the truth, and that she is a good person, which she actually isn't. Now what I'm going to do is try and answer a few questions that the movie left unanswered. First question, why can the Moon King manipulate and create dreams? I think that the Moon King has this power because of his position, being the Moon King. It all goes back to the fact that as the Moon King, he controls the heavens. It is known that it's possible to visit heaven in a dream, more commonly right before death, but also sometimes on any night, even if it is extremely rare. Well, who would control those dreams? That's right, the Moon King has this power, and if he chooses, he can enter someone's mind through a dream. And so the dream that Kubo has takes place in heaven, even though Kubo wasn't actually there, but his soul or mind might have been. Next question, what's with the Moon King's eyes? We see that in the dream, the Moon King is blind, as Kubo states it and the Moon King himself confirms it. But when they meet in person, it definitely seems like the Moon King can see Kubo, and it looks as if his eyes are intact. And then finally, when the Moon King becomes human again, he has one good eye and one blind eye. So first of all, regarding the one good eye, I like what the fangirl said in her theory, that it's probably Kubo's eye that he stole. And because the Moon King took it when Kubo was so young, he doesn't remember anything. Now, as to why the Moon King looks like he has two good eyes before the battle, I have absolutely no idea, but I will try to get onto it soon. I would say that it's because he's in the real world, but the sisters are in the real world, and they still don't have eyes, so I don't know. And the final question for today is, who is the Moon King's wife? Or, in other words, who is Kubo's grandmother and the sister's mother? This is something that I'll probably cover in another video, as it's very deep. But as for today, I still like the idea that it could be Kameo, the friendly villager, as she apparently connected with Kubo from the start, and her husband died around 70, and that's around the age that the Moon King looks like. But I won't go too far into this now, as this video is getting a bit lengthy, so cliffhanger, I guess. And I'm definitely not done with Kubo and the two strings. I plan to make multiple videos on it. As for what I'm doing next, it might be Coraline Part 3, or I'll wait on that a little longer and make another Harry Potter video, or something I haven't thought of yet. Make sure you subscribe and comment on this, and until then, it's CTO of the Theory Channel.